Welcome back to the Trailkings podcast. Today is a new episode and we're talking about post-ride traditions. Stick around to the end to hear about ours. As always, please show your support by hitting the subscribe button and clicking the bell icon to turn on notifications. All right, post-ride traditions. Before us doing Trailkings, did you ever have any post-ride traditions? Or let's even expand it to post-trip traditions.
We really didn't. I mean, if you're like me, you get done with your trip, you're packing all your stuff up, you're trying to get down the road, you're getting home, then you're trying to get back and ready for work and that kind of stuff. And so we never...
Vacation from the vacation?
Yeah, exactly. We never took any time to do something like that. And certainly, we'll talk more about that. I wish now that we had.
Yeah.
Because I think it brings some pretty good value that we just never really considered before. So.
Yeah. So this started before Trailkings. I want to say 2017, 2018. We were going to the Huntley's, and we went often that year because we had a certain amount of deer we needed to kill off. So it wasn't an MLD type of lease, but it was still managed. I forget what they called it, but we had a certain amount of deer we were trying to kill off, and so we had the availability to go multiple weekends in a row, in which we did so. The issue was that it was a 6-hour drive one way, and so we're getting out of school early to get there Friday afternoon and then head back on Monday. And, long weekends when they're off of school Monday, we take advantage of that. But we were experiencing so many things because, every time you go to the hunt lease, it's always something that happens, it seems to be. And so it got to a point, it's just like, not that we weren't grateful to have the opportunity, but it just seemed like so much stuff was going on in our life at the time. We never slowed down enough just to realize it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? To appreciate everything that was going on during that period. And so it was one evening on our way back home. We were eating at a restaurant and kids are being kids. To calm them down, I started asking, what was your most memorable moment of the trip? Started with one kid, and then, they said theirs, and then someone else just started talking automatically without answering, like me having to ask. And it then became this thing where the kids wanted to do it.
Right.
They were looking forward to it. Then the biggest struggle was they all had to have different ones. That's what I'm saying? Like, oh no, I want that one to be mine. I was there too.
It can't be your favorite.
Almost like it's a competition. It meant more to them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's from a parent standpoint, it was cool to see. And then I always try to make it my moment not to be any of theirs, right? Like there's always, some things that happen either to the person directly, like they get stuck or, shot their first deer or whatever.
Right.
But then sometimes things that happen indirectly, they just made everybody laugh really hard.
Right.
That ends up making the list. And so that's how our conclusion video came about. Right? That was more for me to document our experiences where we can look back as a family.
Right.
It happens to be a popular video at the end of a ride. I was shocked how many people watched that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, which is cool. It was originally just brought about to where, this is something we do anyways. Why not record it where we can, and you can see when you watch through some of them, like they have 2 or 3 moments they want to put on tape. You know what I'm saying? Like
they go around and somebody else like, oh, I have another one. Exactly. And it keeps going back around. Yeah.
Well, I got a second one and she gets a second one.
Yeah, I got 4.
So it, it's a pretty cool tradition. I didn't think this podcast would be long,
Yeah.
but I'm interested to hear, the reason why I wanted to do it is I'm interested to hear, do y'all have post-ride traditions, or pre-ride traditions? I mean, we don't have a pre-ride at all, but is there something you do after every ride? Like another one of ours, when we go to our local park, Barnwell, we got a newer one that's more local now, but when we go to Barnwell, there's this place called Circle M on the way home. And, great seafood. They have crawfish during crawfish season. They cook shrimp really well. All the fried seafood that you could want and enjoy, they have it there. And so, that's one additional post-ride tradition. That's where we eat. When we come back from Barnwell, no matter what, because we usually go on a day ride there, but even when it's not a day ride, we stop there to eat. So it has phenomenal food. So do y'all have a place like that? What's the name of it? And what type of food they serve and that kind of stuff. Drop that in the comments. Let us know. Because at the end of the day, this is a riding community, and there's a lot of people that are probably just starting off in it.
Right.
That maybe watch this. And, being able to hear what other families do as a post-ride tradition and implement that in their family to create deeper memories for the kids, I think is a great thing to offer.
No, it is, and that's what I was going to say. It was like we didn't do that before we saw how y'all did that.
Yeah.
And so now it's cool to see, the kids thinking back through the trip, and like even for the adults, you're taking the time to think back through all the things that happened on the trip,
Yeah.
which a lot of people don't do that. Like I said, you get done with the trip, you're packing stuff up, you're hitting the road, and if you're like me, you're driving.
Yeah.
You're driving, you get home, you're unloading, you work the next morning, and you're tend
exhausted,
to just,
yeah.
it all kind of goes away, but you spend, 10, 15 minutes kind of thinking back through as a family, like this is the things that we did,
Yeah.
and of these things, like this is my favorite from the trip. And it just takes time, like you said, to appreciate, not a lot of people get to do this.
And we do it on all trips. We don't
Yeah.
do it just riding. It started without riding, right? And so we have a local RV resort. It's not huge, but it's unique.
Right.
When we go there, we do it there. When we go to Dallas, we've been to Dallas just, we're rural individuals. We're not urban-airs. Yeah. So when we go there, that's a trip for us, walking around, and we go enjoy a trip to Dallas. Now we'll go do some fun stuff too, like Top Golf or some unique thing. But when we go there, we still post trip do that. Obviously, I don't see any of that. We don't film any of that, but I do it because you'll be amazed when you start doing it. You see how many things you do as a family,
Right.
and your kids start to realize how many things y'all do as a family, and to me, I know my kids do, they show a big appreciation for it. Like, we're not always at the weekend. We're not always at the house being lazy on the weekend. You know what I'm saying? It's like, the big scheme of things, we include sports, we probably have something 52 weekends out of the year. We might have like 5 weekends where we're not doing something.
Yeah.
It's
easy to not put in the effort to go take a trip or go somewhere or whatever. Yeah.
But it doesn't have to be a big extravagant trip, I guess is what I'm getting at. It's like
sure.
They all add up, right? Even these little trips, you can create great memories. You don't have to take a week off to go to Florida. I mean, you're from Florida, but you know what I'm saying? Or a week off to go to Tennessee for it to mean something.
Yeah.
And I think that's where I didn't want my kids to lose sight of, because we're not going to Disney World or something like that. We are still making memories that a lot of families probably don't get to make. And
That's what I mean. Not a lot of people get to take trips in general.
Yeah.
Let alone the stuff we get to do. And so to take the time to acknowledge, that I think is important.
Yeah.
And just in the last couple of years, I guess, when we started doing it.
Yeah.
So I think it's pretty neat.
And we even do that for the kids' birthdays now. It's all about experience. It's not a birthday party anymore. It's about, you grab a friend, unless it's paintball. We grabbed a few friends. I think I had more fun during that than they did.
Sure,
I let them all go after me.
It's like target practice.
Exactly.
All right, run over there, kids.
Surprised no one called DPS. Like, it was just, oh my God. fun experience. If you don't bring your kids paintballing, you are missing out.
Yeah.
Now you got to be a good shot because they will unload on you.
Yeah, they're fast.
Yeah,
too,
exactly.
yeah.
Remember that time you with me? They want to get you. So, all right. Well, we appreciate you watching another Trail Kings podcast. Please comment below your post-ride or post-trip traditions. If you have one, we'd love to hear about it. But until then, stay safe on the trails.